push this.
Welcome, Vikings fans. This is the FullSkol podcast.
Let's go!
Another week, another Trump victory dance. Before we get her rolling, I gotta play this. I gotta play this.
I'm sick of getting texts from people and social media messages, and there's me and D-Mac on Vikings Reddit, and there's me and Sean on Vikings Reddit.
You put yourself
I'm tired
out
of
there.
that too. You know what's funny?
I'm not. Hey guys, what's going on?
You know, it's funny, like for a fan base and an organization that says we're, quote, sick of the Lions, we spend a lot of time on, as a subject of your discussions all the time, doesn't it? Isn't that really weird how that works out? There's some of you in here right now, Vikings fans. So you know what, dude? Draw the swords, man. You know what you are. I'm calling it right now, by the way. I'm calling this right now, and I stand on it. The Bears are going to beat them on Monday night.
Oh, shit.
It reeks of it.
You're an idiot!
I'm telling you, it reeks of it.
All right,
I would be surprised if the Vikings won more than one of their games remaining.
There's a chaser by Spencer Raxter. Put it on wax.
Spencer Raxter, you're an idiot.
Put it on wax, he says. You so steppin'.
You know what's crazy is that I went back to that thread because I sent that to you, and I responded to that just yesterday, and I'm like, yeah, it's how you standing now, buddy? You're an idiot. You're just a flat out idiot. I have such a monologue that is very angry, but I didn't want to start with it. But just so they know, because you, Detroit Lions, you have been nothing forever. So the Lions, I looked up the NFC North, NFC Central all-time stats. The Lions are 144 and 223. A win percentage of 393. They are the worst by far in the division all time since the beginning of time, since the Central and the North and all that kind
That's
of
even
stuff.
when the Bucks used to be in it and all that.
Yeah. And so I also looked up, man, my computer is really, really slow. What we are head to head and Lions, Vikings. Oh man, what happened? Where'd it go? I think it's 88 and 42 or something like that. Vikings. Like we've more than doubled their the stat. We've played 126 times, and
I think I pulled up.
yeah,
the way
they've
we're
won
looking at that, I'm gonna
44.
try to-
It's
Hold on.
88 and 44 or something like that. Yeah, 88, 44, and 2 are the Vikings versus the Lions. So all of a sudden, one season, you do good. Okay, good for you. You made it to the NFC Championship game. If your coach wasn't just a flat-out meathead, you would have won the Super Bowl.
Meathead, dude.
Could you have won that Super Bowl? I highly doubt it. But now you're all this trash that you were talking about. You don't want to come and play us. We're the best team in football. Blah blah. What have you ever done ever? And now that and okay, yeah, I can already hear the excuses. Oh, we have so many injuries. Well, you know what? What happened to us last year? First year KOC 13-4. Last year, what did we finish? 8-9 or something like that. Or maybe we were 9-8. We had did we barely have a winning record last season? Our quarterback goes down. The number one wide receiver in football, I don't care what you say, Justin Jefferson is the number one wide receiver in football. He goes down for half the season. TJ Hawkinson is out for half the season because of a dirty player on Detroit Lions team. Takes his knee out, and that's not the only knee he took out. He took out another tight end or receiver last year as well. Blew his knee out, and he was out for a year. Yeah. I mean, we had to get TJ. We didn't get TJ back until 4 weeks ago. And we're in week 16, and he didn't come back till 11 or 12. So 10, 11, somewhere like that. Anyway, but your defense, your team is falling apart, and now you're just doubling down on. We're still so good, Dan Campbell. We believe in him. You know what? Yeah, when he keeps doing stupid things and you lose because of it, we'll see how long you hold on to then. You have been trash. The Detroit Lions have been trash all of my life. They had Megatron and
All
did
of
nothing
their
with
life.
him. They had Barry Sanders. They did nothing with him. Yeah, all these people that are talking, you have never known good. Now all of a sudden you were good last year and you started off the season great. You're going to fall apart at the end. The wheels are definitely come off. David Montgomery's out. I don't care, dude. 22 people on injured reserve. Use it as an excuse. I don't care. It's what happens. It's part of the NFL. It's going to happen. At this rate, I've never seen it before, but I don't care. I mean, it's the hand you're dealt. You're so obnoxious. It's just beyond me how there were this juggernaut. No, you had one good season in the last 60 years, whatever it is in the existence of the franchise.
Grown ass adult human beings right now that have never in their life seen the Detroit Lions win a division championship until last year. That was the first one for a lot of adults.
Yeah.
Don't come in here and you're good. You are good. I'm not gonna sit here and like try to say that you're a bad team. You're not a bad team. And it used to be a good fan base, but it's like and I'm gonna want I'm already pumping the bulb of like Vikings fans. Like, listen, I think the future is bright for Vikings fans. I think we got probably 10 good years ahead of us where we're gonna be competitive and be a problem. And if we end up becoming a dynasty, like, don't become the thing that you hate. Don't become the Packers. Don't like all shit talk, all fun and dandy, but like it's like when I'm out of state and I'm watching these games with people, I got Bears fans on my shoulder and I got Packer fans, or maybe there's even a Lions fan. Like, we're all kind of cool. Like, everybody's like, yeah, we'll see what happens. You're like, nobody's really overconfident. Like, right? They remember how crappy the division has been and how it's been dominated by the Packers for so long. And I'm actually kind of happy that it's not the Packers, right? Like last year, people want to go back and watch the tape. I'm always like, hey man, I've always been a kind of a closet Lions fan because they've been trash for so long. I feel bad for them. But it's like now they really are becoming so obnoxious. I want to rescind all of that. It's like, but I mean, at the end of the day,
imagine being me. Imagine being here, right in the Lions' den. I mean, every time I go to the store, everywhere I go, it's Lions stuff. Which I get it. You have been terrible your entire life. I understand that. I mean, I feel for you. I really do. But you're not good enough. You have not been good for an extended period of time to talk this much shit. You just can't. You're not that good. You had a great run last year and you were good this season, but you've done nothing. I mean, what have you really done?
When meatheads, I'll say this. Here's my hot take, similar to theirs. When Detroit gets knocked out of the playoffs because of a meathead call, it's not going to be a player's fault. It's 100% going to be Dan Campbell's fault. When that happens, I think 100%. You're actually going to see the fan base turn on him because it happened to him last year, and if it happens to him again,
100%.
The honeymoon's over, buddy. Like, they're going to be calling for your head. Like, we can't do this anymore. He's too much of a wild man. He's too reckless.
Did I put that on tape last week where I said in 5 years Dan Campbell will be out of a job, or he won't be a head coach? He'll be a defensive coordinator somewhere.
I don't remember, but this would probably likely.
Maybe I told that to my boys or something like that. But my prediction is in 5 years, Dan Campbell, if he's in the NFL, he'll be a defensive coordinator somewhere, or a linebacker coach or something like that. When he loses this head coaching job because he is such a meathead, he won't be a head coach again. He won't be a head coach again. He will be.
All right. I don't even want to talk about it. Let's go to the locker room quick, and then we'll talk about the game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I told you I didn't want to get started.
Oh, I got it.
First and foremost, all right, we did exactly what we wanted to do coming back home. All right, we continue to protect our home field. We will continue to fight to play as many games in this building as we possibly can. All right, there's a lot of great football out in front of us. But give it up for yourselves one time. 12 wins in the National Football League. 12 wins. All right, gonna hit some guys on the defense. Defense, I thought you guys played fantastic tonight. All right, made this game feel a little bit differently with how you guys played. But one guy on offense I want to highlight. And I love the fact that he's on our team, and I love the fact as we go down the stretch, we got this guy on our football team. All right, 106 all-purpose yards, 50th career rushing touchdown tonight, Mr. Aaron Jones. 2 of 15 on 3rd and 4th down. That's what you held him to. All right, 2 of 15. You guys, all right, this guy continues to show up. 6 tackles, a sack, and a forced fumble. His 11th sack of the season, Mr. Jonathan Bernard.
Regime, baby. Free agent.
Another guy that came over from the same team last year, came over from Houston.
Free agent.
All this guy did was come back home, and I feel like I could give him a game ball every single week. Great communicator, flies around the field, had 8 tackles and a very important fumble recovery, Mr. Blake Cashman. Felt like this guy on some of those weighty downs, he was just blowing straight through the line of scrimmage. 2 huge blow-ups on 4th down. Also had a tackle, drew a holding call. Another newcomer this year joining the party, Jerry Tillery. Where you at?
Free agent. We had to win free agency.
And we had to survive without this guy for a few weeks. He came back, and he got right back on track. All right, we're going to need this guy, probably hitting some game winners to take us to where we need to get to. But I love having him back. Will, look for Will.
Will, come home.
All right, special football team in here. But we got to go earn everything that's out in front of us right now. And we are gifted absolutely nothing. We're going to have to grind, going on the road for 2 out of our last 3, including a short week this week. Can we be a championship team? All right, when it's not ideal terms, I believe we can. We've proved it already. All right, a lot of championship football out in front of this team, but we got to go earn it. All right, because I love watching you guys win football games. Make sure you guys enjoy this. Enjoy every second of this journey because it's special, and where we're going is special. Love you guys, man. Love you out there.
Great job tonight, boys. Short week. Take care of the bodies. Let's get it done next week.
Thanks on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Peace. Good to see Brian O'Neill finish that game because he was in and out of the locker room or something like that for a knee, was it? Yeah, he rolled up on that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was very, very scary. Him being back and playing. KOC's press conference, I believe, yesterday, said he feels like he'll be good to go for Sunday. Work through it. He said he felt better today or yesterday when he came back into the facility and stuff like that. So, I mean, was it a dominant victory? Not probably like it should have been. We definitely started off a lot slower. Now, the last couple, it's interesting because, in the first
slower, we were up 10 rip before it was, we were up 10 rip pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know that it was really quick. I think it was a couple possessions. I think we got, we didn't score in the first drive, and then we got a field goal. So it was like 3-0, or maybe we did score in the first time, but it was just a field goal. And then we didn't score for a while. And then what did we get? Did we get a turnover? We got that strip sack in the first quarter, and then they punched against that, put us up 10-0. But that was really on the defense. We didn't score on offense. It was like strip sack, run it down one play or something like that, or 2 plays, and we were in. So I just felt like it just took us a kind of a while to get going, which is, last week was kind of the same thing. And what we've seen previous to that was that KOC would have that scripted drive, the first, 7-8 games of the season. We started out 5-0 and then we lost 2, but it always seemed like we were just jumping on people. Because what was that stat we were talking about going into like week 6 or something like that, we had trailed for 3 minutes in the whole
Yeah.
season or something like that, 3 minutes
Yeah.
and some change because we would just jump on them. And now it seems like the last couple weeks we're not getting that big jump. Like we've been down. I should have looked that up. I don't know that
But we're not down for long. Like we've never been like trailing for like
No.
the whole game or anything like that.
Yeah. No. Well, Detroit.
Well, we had
down.
one game. One game we
Detroit.
trailed most. Yeah, Detroit.
Wasn't it?
No.
Yeah, because I don't know if the Rams we were down.
Well, there's a game that we won that we were down most of the time, and then we came back and won it at the end. I don't remember who that was against, but I know I felt this game like would we want a little more dominant? Sure. I mean, the scoreboard looked dominant. But if you remember, the Bears played us really tight the last time. You know, like we had it in the bag, and granted, it was the last like under 2 minutes where they made it interesting and actually got it sent in overtime, got that free onside kick and all that stupid stuff.
Yeah.
But so I mean, and they played Green Bay tight, they played Detroit tight. Like it was like going into it, I wasn't like overconfident. I was like, this isn't a gimme game. Like this is, you know, the Bears have nothing to play for, which we've talked about it. I'm getting tired of hearing that because like, don't tell me they don't have anything to play for. This is a business, and every single person in a Bears uniform is playing for a payday. Like they need either a contract there or a contract somewhere else for millions of dollars. So they're not going to put it all on the line, except for every now and again you got some idiot like now in 49ers, another quitter that just takes himself out. Like that's the second time this season a player has done that. It's like, all right, well.
I think you're right to an extent, but at the same time, somebody mentioned it before, like, you know, you punch him in the mouth to start the game, and they just kind of like, all right, like here we go, like it, you know, there's no long-term real fight.
There's a psychological advantage for sure, and I think coaches for sure might, you know, pull punches a little bit, like. If they start sitting starters, you know, like, hey, I don't want to risk injuring my top guys that we need next year or something. So they, you know, kind of shuffle the rotation around and they may continue losing because of that. But the individual players, when their number's called, they're going to go out there and play. And there's psychological stuff. You get below. Who likes to play from behind? But these are all competitors too at the end of the day. Nobody losing sucks. I don't care if you have a loser. I don't care if you've only won one game all season. If you can make that 2 games, that one game is going to feel better than just one more fucking loss. Like we're competitive. You and I
don't want to go out there and just try to lose.
I wouldn't just lay down.
Nobody goes out to lose.
There's no way. Yeah, there's no way. So anyways,
never. I don't care if we don't win a game.
You
go over.
Side tangent, but
game because you want to get one.
Yeah, that's why this game I didn't overlook it at all, and I think. You know, not to jump ahead of us in this show, but like I think looking ahead to like Seahawks and seeing how Green Bay pretty much dominated them, I think some fans are already kind of looking past them as like that's a gimme. It's like that ain't a gimme either. Every single one of our games, the remaining games are tough. Seahawks, Packers, then Detroit. Man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as the Seahawks, they are playing. I did see that they are playing Geno Smith. Even though he got hurt last week, and that's what they were saying, that maybe the backup would come in, which the backup is really, really bad. So they're like, you know, but we're still favored, right? As of right now, we're favored by 7 on the road. So it's definitely a game that we should win. Of course, I mean, obviously, I picked them to win. I picked them to win out, but but none of these games are gimmies. You know, Seattle on the road, it's a short week. We do play at 4:25 here. That's 1:25 on the East Coast or on the West Coast, I guess. But so they do have to travel, you know, and we played Monday night. So, you know, that's a big difference from playing Sunday at noon to playing the next Sunday at noon. You go from Monday night. And so you're already almost 2 days behind, really, because it's Monday night and it's late. Yeah, you're at home, so you didn't have to travel. You go home and sleep in your own bed at midnight or whatever time it was when you get home. But then you got to travel to Seattle on Saturday and then play on a Sunday game. So you really only have, you know, Tuesday, come in and get some stuff, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then you got to get ready to go to town. So it's definitely I think that travel plays more than we understand. You know what I mean? Like that's
Well, I definitely
especially
think that's
this late in the season.
I think our 2 losses you can chalk up to the short weeks and travel.
Yeah.
I mean, London and
Well,
Thursday night.
Detroit. I don't know that
whatever.
Detroit was it? But I know the Rams were. The Rams were a short week after Detroit, and we had to travel.
Well,
but whatever.
when was we played? When was the London game? That was that right before Detroit?
The Jets. That was the Jets. Let me look. I got the schedule right here. Man, my computer is.
I thought it was when we looked back at it. We're like, well, no wonder we struggled because
yes,
it's like
yes.
So
it
was
London.
Then we had had all that travel across the big pond there. Then play Detroit, and then a short week.
Yeah, and then 4 days we played the Rams.
4 days, and then played the Rams
in LA. Yes,
Yeah.
you're exactly right.
Yeah.
We played in London on the 6th. Well, but we had a bye in between there though.
Did we?
We played in London on the 6th, and we didn't play the Lions till the 20th. So that one really doesn't. That one doesn't play into it. So 14 days later, we played the Lions. So yeah, we did get the bye after that. So that one really doesn't play. But we did play the Rams 4 days after the Lions, and whatever that crazy stat was of people losing after they lost to the Lions.
Yeah,
because they're just dirty and they hurt you. It's like a very physical game.
Well, again, like I said, it was 4 days.
Kind of beat up, but
4 days prepare. But now, doesn't Detroit have some short weeks coming up, or am I mistaken?
Well, Detroit, when we play them, Detroit has a short week. Yes.
Yeah.
They don't going forward. They just lost to the Bills. They play the Bears in Chicago this Sunday. 1 o'clock game locally here. It's noon in Chicago, obviously. And then they travel to the 49ers on a Monday night, and then they play us on the 5th that following Sunday. And, of course, that's to be determined because –
well, that's prime time, baby. Is there any way that's not Sunday night game? Is there any way that's not the Sunday night game?
No, but we should know – we should know this week because they have to have it in so many days. They have to flex in so many days. But I don't know that that's really the case because the schedule is to be determined already. Like it's not set.
Yeah.
So I don't know that there's that it has to be moved and flexed to a different time. It's just that last week, everything is TBD. Every game because they're not going to put in games that nobody wants to watch, on any kind of prime thing. So that, either that's going to be Sunday night or Monday night. I mean, one of the two. It's not everybody wants to see that game because it's going to be for the North. It's going to be for the number 1 seed. I mean, the implications of that game, I mean, it's everything. And
it's everything. It's massive. It's so massive.
Yeah.
But it's
the most compelling game.
Is there anything we want to talk about this past game of the Bears? Is there anything? There's nothing really that sticks out in my mind. Other than I really wish that we could get. I'm confused as to why Hawkinson doesn't get more touches. Like why we're not using him for those short chunk yards. I really don't understand that.
Especially because it seems like once he finds him, then he gets 5, 6, 7. Right in a row.
When he touches it once, he'll get a few more.
Once he finds him in the second half. Yeah. Then it's like 3, 4. Boom, 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 because it's like, oh wait, this is kind of nice. Yeah, I don't really understand that either. I'm not still quite sure why Oliver or Munt get complete series either. I could see a spell here and there, but they'll do a complete series. And I'm like, that could be 8 or 9 plays. Why are they in there? Why isn't TJ, who's way better than Oliver? I mean, Oliver's good, but he's not TJ. So I don't understand that. Now we did see some.
Unless he's just not
quite there.
I mean, he said he can jump better and run faster. That's what everybody says. And KOC's been pretty quiet about it. So maybe in practice, maybe he's just not quite running his routes. Maybe he's just not quite getting open as clean as we're used to him getting separation. But I don't know. There's times I feel like, dang, you could have dumped that. He's right there. You could have dumped it. That's 6 yards. What the heck?
Yeah, I don't think Sam's looking so much. But the one thing that I would say that sticks out to me, just watch it. Well, a couple things, and I'm wearing it again tonight. I'm wearing the Aaron Jones, but it's really a Dalvin jersey, but it's Aaron Jones. Because of the whiteout, we went white, and me and all three of my boys went over to Chato and Caitlin's house and watched it in their new apartment, and we won. So all of the bad juju, all of the we have to watch it here. My boys, we all watched it together here at my place.
Yeah.
Like it was a tough game, and so they would kick Jeremiah out. Like, you have to go back to work right now. You cannot be here because every time you're here and all this kind of stuff. I mean, yeah. I have really ruined them on the
superstition.
We have to do everything exactly the same.
Yeah.
So we broke all of that, and we really want. It was a good game to test it against the Bears, but so now I feel confident. We can watch it in multiple places. We can wear different jerseys because I've been rocking the 69 the whole pretty much all season. The Hall of Famer, but because of the whiteout, I went with the Aaron Jones. The one thing that sticks out to me though was Sam Darnold. He was 24 of 40, and
yes, I'm glad you brought that up because I'd forgotten about it. Actually, that he was not. His accuracy was not there. And I mentioned I remember they mentioned something about his banged up pinky or something during the broadcast. Yeah. And I wonder if he wasn't overcompensating and putting a little more zip on it or something because he was overthrowing people.
Yeah. Did you see he had like K-tape on his pinky, or it looked like one of those flex band-aids, but it's probably just K-tape, and it was probably skin color, so that way it wasn't as noticeable.
Okay. Well, on one of those plays on his follow through, he hit the helmet of his center, and you saw him like reel back, like, "Ooh, that's smart." I mean, that's smart if your hand isn't already hurt to begin with. But
so definitely, it was a little bit concerning to me how he was missing him. I mean, we don't really have to bring up JJ's walk-in touchdown because, I mean, we were flabbergasted. When that ball went up, we all jumped up like touchdown, and when he dropped it, our mouths literally.
Everybody was. The announcers were like,
JJ,
well,
what?
That doesn't happen.
You don't see that, And when they brought it up, he's like, "Yeah, we don't need to talk about that. Yeah, we don't need to talk about that." Like, and that was an aberration. But Sam Darnold definitely, he struggled. Last week he was 22 of 28. Threw the ball 40 times this week. Threw the ball 40 times. That's a lot for him. And 24 of 40, it's not great. 231 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, which the interception really shouldn't even count because it was 4th down.
And the guy's an idiot. He shouldn't have intercepted it. He should have batted it down.
Yeah, no, he should have just batted it down. Yeah,
idiot.
For sure. Because he threw it, 20-some yards deep. Aaron Jones had 18 carries for 86, 1 touchdown. Cam Akers got in the end zone. With the 4th down, just since we want to talk about this game before we move on. KOC mentioned it, and what it came down to basically was just, I believe in my defense. They were doing anything they wanted all game. We were down there. If we convert it, we more likely go in and score. We go up 17-0. I have faith in my defense, which is the exact opposite of old Meathead, not to bring him back up again, but going for it on 4th down when you're down 10 against the Bills, like, you have no faith in your defense because your defense is trash because you have 17 players on. He doesn't even know some of the players on his team.
Yeah, right.
Because he has so many on injured reserve. Anyway, KOC believes in his defense because it's a top 5 defense. And so that's why he went for it. And so as he explained it, I was like, that makes sense. In the moment, I was like, why don't you just kick the extra point? I mean, the 3 points, Will's going to make it. We're in field goal range, but field positioning, all that good stuff. And I think, if I remember correctly, that was like a 3 and out, but then that's maybe when we ran into the kicker and they got the ball. And I think they end up going down and scoring their 3 points or something like that based off of that. That was the other thing, is the penalties killed us. That Robinson,
I was noticing that right away too. I'm like
4 or 5 penalties.
And we just talked about it last week that I felt like we were pretty clean. And I was like, dude, this game's not clear. There's just there's flag, offense. I was like, what is happening right now? Like, this is not.
Yeah, how many plays did JJ had some big plays that were called back because of penalties and stuff like that. And I'm just like, dude, I mean, we shot ourselves in the foot. But 3rd and 17, Aaron Jones out of the backfield, boom, boom, boom. Great blocks by JJ and J.A. Addison, and dives for the first down, gets the first down. Hawkinson with a big 3rd down conversion in the 3rd or 4th quarter or something like that. Again, it was like a 3rd and 15 or something like that. And he gets a big play and fights for the first down and barely gets it. I mean, so we definitely, rose up to the challenge on those, even though the penalties hurt us. We were able to overcome that, thankfully. I mean, we still won by 18. So I know they're watching some of the pundits and watching, they're like, well, I just wanted to see more and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, you're
only
absolutely
Vikings, dude. Only the Vikings. They want to see more.
Yes.
The amount of disrespect and shade and apprehension for them, and I get it. They've been right there with us, watching the Vikings fail their fan base. Being good, but just not good enough for forever. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Like I get it. They have not as strong as we feel it, but they have that trauma too. Like, they're just like, it's the Vikings. This is what they do. They get people so upset. But the way they don't credit a 2-loss team, like a 12-win team in the NFL, a 3-way tie for the best in the NFC. It's like, how, and some are like, hey, this is a viable Super Bowl team. Some are saying it, but they're putting the caveat, if they can steal the North and it goes through US Bank, the path, if the Vikings want to, what I'm hearing is Vikings want to win, the path is through US Bank Stadium. And I'm just like, I heard that this morning on First Take, and I'm like, yeah, no shit, that's what they want. Every team wants home field advantage. That's what everybody wants.
Exactly.
That's the dumbest take I've ever heard in my life.
That's what the Lions want.
Yeah. I'm like, you get paid to do this.
I've watched some of these shows.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, exactly. I've watched some of these shows, and I watched this guy on YouTube where he was watching one of these shows. You know how they do the split screen or watch it, and then he responds to it, stuff like that. And he's like, I am so angry. He's like, I might just do this and then just log off because I can't even handle it. The disrespect for the Vikings. He said they are struggling to make an argument as to why the Vikings are not as good as they are. So here, and you and I both know. You and I both know that the reason is because we are the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
If you take away the names, the colors, all that stuff, I just looked it up. Sam Darnold is a top 5 quarterback in the league. Top 5 in all the major stats. Our defense, top 5 defense. Coach should be the coaches of the year. Don't put any names on him. The best wide receiver in football, probably the best duo in football, probably really close to a Hall of Fame running back, one of the top 3 or 4 tight ends in the game. And if you just looked at all that, not saying it's the Minnesota Vikings, people would be like, and they're 12-2, and they're 12-2. They'd be like, dude, Super Bowl contenders, without a doubt. But because it's the purple and gold and
Sam Darnold,
all this history, and it's Sam Darnold, shut your mouth about Sam Darnold. Just shut your mouth. Just shut your mouth. Top 5 quarterback in the league. He's beating so many other players. I talked about it last week. He's got more touchdowns than Josh Allen or more yards than Joe Burrows and all, more or less interceptions than Lamar Jackson or something, whatever. I forget exactly what all that was. I talked about last week. But he's beating all these Hall of Fame quarterbacks or, top tier quarterbacks in so many statistical categories. But and I heard it again today. He's constantly. I was on Good Morning Football. I was watching the clip on that, and they're like, he's constantly on pumpkin watch. Just shut up. How many times have we heard this is a "What have you done for me lately" league? So who cares about the path? Who cares about the past? How he got to quarterback, how he got to the Vikings? he has never been the quarterback for the notorious quarterback whisperer, Kevin O'Connell. Not to bring up Kirk Cousins, but Kirk Cousins got benched today for a rookie because he has had, in the last 5 games, 1 touchdown and 9 interceptions. 9 interceptions.
He has looked terrible.
Terrible. But what did he do for us when he was here? Oh, what's the difference? Maybe it's the quarterback whisperer. Maybe it's Kevin O'Connell. Maybe it's Kevin O'Connell when he won a Super Bowl with Matthew Stafford when he was with the Rams. Matthew Stafford couldn't do anything here in Detroit. He goes to LA. What does he do? He wins the Super Bowl. So, and KOC was there. KOC was his offensive coordinator, quarterback's coach, offensive coordinator. Anyway, so like Sam Darnold, okay, and Stephen A. He hasn't showed me enough. Now Stephen A.'s coming around. He's starting to, whatever he's starting to come around. You gotta give respect.
I've heard some people say like it really is going to take a Super Bowl, which is such bullshit. Like,
yes.
It's going to take a Super Bowl. Are you what? It's going to take the pinnacle of pinnacles to change your mind. Like that's so absurd. They wouldn't treat any other quarterback that way. I heard they were bitching about how Lamar Jackson doesn't get the same respect as all these other people, and they're like. Why aren't they holding him to the same standard? Like, is it Super Bowl or nothing? Like all this Lamar shade, and I don't want to say what I really want to say, but I think they were, without saying it, they were leaning towards
the race card. Yep,
maybe that. But to his credit, Stephen A. was like, "No, it ain't that. I'm not moving the goalpost. That's not what it is at all." So, I mean, they never alluded to it. And I was really thankful that Stephen A. didn't let him go down that path, because the lady that was talking, you could tell that was like, it's like, why are you sticking up for Lamar so much? Because it's the same thing. I could be sitting here like, Lamar, sure. Why not Sam Darnold? Why isn't Sam Darnold getting the same respect? Like, why are you cherry picking Lamar right now? Like, you're holding Sam Darnold to a higher expectation. He's going to turn into, you're waiting for him to turn into a puck, and you're not waiting for Lamar to turn into anything. It's like you're already crowning him as one of the best this season, even if he doesn't win. It's like, what? You want to talk about double standards? Like this, Sam Darnold can't get any credit. But fine, we play better with a chip on our shoulder. So let's just go do it.
That was one of my points too, is that, all of this nonsense that we're hearing about Sam Darnold, about how they're going to turn it. I mean, are you just waiting for him to have one bad game? Because he hasn't had it. And why would he? Even if he does. So it's one bad game. If he does have a bad game, I
say we could say last week was his one bad game. What if last week was his one bad one? Yeah. Like I said, his quarterback rating wasn't great. His accuracy was not, it's like 50% or whatever it was. Like it wasn't good. Like,
So, but are you waiting for one bad game? Are you going to jump all over and say, yep, see, we told you? Like, when does he turn into a pumpkin? If we lose in the playoffs, if we lose in the first round?
Oh, they'll say it. They'll say it. I mean, if that happens,
we told you. We told you. Like, whatever. Like, I mean, how many teams are not going to make the playoffs? We already clinched. We're already in the playoffs. So either we're going to be the 5 seed or we're going to be the 1 seed. I mean, I guess we technically could still be the 2, but
we could drop the 2 because of Philly.
Yeah, but we're there. We're going to be there. And even if we lose in the first round, which we won't, but even if we did, that all of a sudden proves that Sam Darnold is a pumpkin. I mean, I guess if he comes out and plays terrible, but I don't see that happening. I mean, it's just not.
I mean, that's a good point. I'm not going to let him off the hook if you do get into the playoffs and all of a sudden he does just look like old Sam Darnold, and he's just making crazy, stupid decisions and doing stupid interceptions. Yeah, I'll be the first one to jump his ass, but I just don't see that. His mannerisms, his confidence that he has, he's not getting happy feet when the pocket's collapsing. He's able to scramble out. I mean, his scrambling ability I feel like is even getting better. Like his confidence, of making plays is incredible.
He's really good at it. Yeah. No, and of course it brings us to the whole dilemma of what What do they do? And of course, that's a big talking point too for the talking heads. What do you do? Do you sign him? Do you not sign him? Do you just wish him luck and say, okay, go on about your way? We got JJ. I think you got to sign him, whether he makes it a Super Bowl run or deep playoff run or not. He's proven that he's
more than good enough. And
yeah,
I agree. And I keep saying every week, I'm like, listen, I don't want JJ to start next year anyways. I want him to study behind somebody. I want him to, when we need him to come in, and he just then takes over, just like Tom Brady, just like all the other teams that have done it. Aaron Rodgers, even Jordan Love, like that same thing. Like he goes down and then he just steps in and boom, he's off to the races. And then boom, he's a marquee quarterback right out of the gate. That's what I would love to see, instead of seeing him learn on the job like Caleb Williams. Like now, just lost Jim. So yeah, just like I don't want JJ McCarthy to start, because I don't. Now, again, if we're going to say Caleb Williams, that Bears organization is just absolutely trash and is not good at all. I'll have to get back in here. Hold on. Technical difficulties. I'll let Jim get back in here. But yeah, I've been saying it. I think that's exactly what KOC is going to do. And I don't think, and I hear a lot of the people say like, McCarthy went down and that's why the surprise of Darnold was there. But I don't think JJ was going to start this year. I really don't. I think he was going to, he may have come in if Sam didn't pan out, but he is panning out. So I don't see any reason to not stick with him. And I know we have Daniel Jones, but some people are like, yeah, but it's Daniel Jones. Again, KOC, quarterback whisperer. Who knows?
Hello.
He's back. He's back.
Put these off just to see. But
he's hornless.
Yeah, I'm hornless for sure. Yeah. I didn't know if that is.
Oh, I do want to mention too, like I'm wearing Chris Carter because I would have wore Moss, but that was cool too. All the love that the Vikings organization showed Randy for beating cancer. That was pretty cool. Yeah, JJ getting the end zone. This one's for you, Randy. This one's for you.
But has he really beat it? Because he's still taking chemo and radiation.
Well, he says he's beat cancer, but I mean, whatever. It's
a successful surgery.
Now what's happening? Now my computer's acting up.
Wish for the best, but
right. Yeah, for sure. Anyways, I just fill you into my little diatribe I just did, basically saying how I don't think JJ was going to start this year anyways. That's my take. I don't think he'll start next year. I think KOC's plan beginning of this year is like he's going to sit behind Sam Darnold, and if Sam Darnold doesn't pan out, then we can put him in. But obviously, he more than panned out, So I don't. It depends. Maybe we get.
Yeah, for sure.
If we can't afford to keep him, if we got to let Sam go, we do have Daniel Jones. And I have no doubt in my mind. I have no doubt in my mind that KOC can't do the same thing with him. There's no doubt in my mind.
I mean, he's done it with every quarterback he's had so far.
He did it with Josh Dobbs, with a Pasternak. He did it with 2.5 or 1.5 games, but still, I mean, that's like, are you kidding me? Like, he's got my full confidence.
There's only so much talent. You can only coach up so much talent. That's the one thing about like the Lions that I would say is that they're next man up, Dan Campbell. This is a good thing because we needed that. And now we're gonna wake us up. You know what? When you play varsity players against JV team, there's just so much coaching that you can do. And the guys that you have,
you're running out of next
men. There's a reason why they weren't on a squad or starting somewhere else. And some of the guys have been talking about that. Like you're calling up guys that are sitting on their couch. Hey, do you want to come back and play? Like, there's a reason they're sitting on their couch at home and they haven't been in the NFL all season because
you want to
they're
see
just
it
not
bounce
good
back.
enough.
Listen, you want to see the bounce back? I don't think so. I think Detroit's going to beat the Bears just because I don't think the Bears are going to be able to stop that offense. But I don't think the Lions. It might be a shootout because I don't think the Lions beat up defense. I mean, you want to talk about a bounce back game? JJ McCarthy might put them on blast. He might scramble, run all over him. Caleb Williams, I mean, yeah,
For sure.
Yeah.
No, for
I mean,
sure. I could see
he's
them.
looking.
We could go Woodward Sports right there. I'm going to call it right now, and I'm going to stand on that. Chicago's going to beat the Lions.
I'm definitely not saying that. I'm saying it's a possibility. Just because again they played tough. They've already played them tough one other time. So now they're at home. Now they're at Soldier Field, and they're beat up.
And the Lions have allowed 30-plus points the last two games. The 31 against the Packers that they barely won, and then 48 against the Bills. I mean, when they beat the Lions in Detroit, it was 23-20 against the Bears. So
their defense is so bad. Their quarterback threw for 5 touchdowns and lost.
Yeah, and lost. I saw that. Was he the first quarterback ever to throw 5 interceptions and win, and then throw for 5 touchdowns and lose in the same season?
Yeah, crazy,
ridiculous. Yeah, no, I could see the Bears beating them. Like you said, they're on a terrible downward spiral, and they're not a good team. But the Lions can't stop anybody. I mean, their defense is just not good. So they're going to go for it if they get stopped on third or fourth down. Yeah, who knows? But whatever, that remains to be seen. That's what I was going to look up. I had it right there, and I forgot to look. They play at 1:00, so we'll know before we play because we got moved to the 4:25 slot. I'm always talking East Coast here, so all of you people
3:25.
But it's 4:25 here, and the
Eagles. Everybody still calls it a 3:00 game, even though it's closer to 3:30. Everybody is still refers to. Do we have the 3:00 game tonight?
yeah. 3:25 there, and then the Eagles play the Commanders at 1:00. So both of those games are going to be over before we play. So we'll know again, just like last week, kind of what we're looking at. As long as
there is a problem, there is one problem. I'll be back on the motherland soil for this game. What happens if we lose? Do I got to go out of state again?
Yeah, probably. We won't lose. We won't lose. We tested that theory this week. We're good. We can do whatever we want. We can watch it wherever we want to. You can go to the game.
We're better than bad luck.
We're better than our bad juju for sure. We are better than that. The team is better.
You're saying
than
I can watch it at the dam? Is that what you're? Is that
you
what you're
watch
telling
that
me?
Again. Yes, you can.
No,
Yes, you can.
We
are over the all the superstitions and all the everything. I'm sitting in my exact spot. He did the same thing. Nope, we're good. We are good. The
lodge will be open, so there'll be zero reason for me to drive all the way to the dam. So I'll be staying put, but we'll be good.
But like I said, you can go to the Packers game, which I think is flexed as well. It's a 4. I think that's already a 4:00 game, or the 4:25, whatever, 3 o'clock. The 3 o'clock game for you guys there in Minnesota. I want to say that it got moved anyways. That's what.
Well, I think I'm going to. I still got to confirm with my nephew. Who hasn't let me know yet.
Sir Death was saying that. According to this, it still says 1:00. So.
I would like to go and even up my record.
Yeah,
I'm at 0-1 right now.
Yeah, it does say, 1:00 still for the Packers. So I don't know where that information was that it got changed. But anyway, so last week I need to retrace my steps because I talked about how we needed the Eagles to lose. Apparently, I was wrong when I was looking at tiebreakers. I kept coming up with head-to-head, which of course we didn't play each other, and then divisional record. Their division and them, and our division and ours, and they don't have a loss in their division. Now their last 3 games are against divisional opponents, but it's the Commanders, Dallas, and Giants. I mean, Commanders are probably the only shot.
Yeah, they
Dallas,
are the only shot.
The Giants, I mean, just forget about it. So this would be the only chance. However, I was wrong. So because I keep hearing people say that Minnesota controls their own destiny, and I'm like, that can't be right. They're wrong. And my boys are like, Dad, they're saying it on national television. I'm like, somebody's not doing their research. But of course, it was me. So, so I looked it up.
Yeah, somebody was. It was me.
Yeah. So I looked it up, and the head-to-head, of course, that's the first one. I mean, of course, it's overall record. So again, all of this is we went out and the Eagles went out. Both of us finished at 15-2. We went out automatically. We win the North because the Lions and us, both of us have 2 losses. We beat them in week 18. All the head-to-head, none of that matters. They're 14-3. We're 15-2. End of story. We win the North. Shut up. Welcome to the wild card. Go have fun. We're staying home. You go do what you want.
Yeah, right.
We're staying home.
We've come to a parting of the ways. I'm staying here. Yes. Where are you going?
I'm staying here. You go somewhere else and play. Good luck. So the head-to-head, we don't play the Eagles, so nothing there. And then the best one loss tied percentage, the best winning percentage in the conference, in the NFC, which apparently let's see, I have it here on my phone. I didn't get it up on my computer. 10-2 in the conference. We would both be 10-2 in the conference. So these are the tiebreakers. The next one is the win percentage in common games. And this is where I said last week, well, we lose that because we lost to the Rams. However, Philadelphia and Minnesota have 4 common opponents this season: the Giants, the Packers, the Falcons, and the Rams. And Jacksonville, both teams would be 5-1 against common opponents because we lost to the Rams, they lost to the Falcons. So common opponents, same record. And so then we have to go to
strength of season, strength of schedule.
Win percentage in common. Win percentage in common games. So we both be 5-1. We just lost to different people. Strength of victory in all games. So it's 1, 2, 3. The 4th tiebreaker is what it come down to. And that's why there's a 98% chance that if we went out, and the Eagles went out, that we win the number 1, or maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's 98% because the strength of victory is the record of all the teams that we've played. And right now they have the advantage, but they play the Commanders, Dallas, and the Giants, and the Giants are like 2-14 or something like that. The Lions are whatever 6-10 or something.
So because our opponents are
yes,
more difficult.
So, yes, so they have the tiebreaker right now, I think, with their winning percentage against the victory, the strength of the other teams, but we're going to surpass that in the next 3 games because we play the Seahawks, the Packers, who are 10-4, and then of course the Lions, which right now are 12-2. If they lose a game, which
they're
would
still
be
right
amazing.
there. Yeah, well, it would be amazing, but that's still
it would be 12-3 or something like
team.
that, or 13-3 or something like that. So
they're playing losing opponents. We're playing winning opponents, basically.
Yes,
I think
yes.
Seattle has a winning record. Maybe not. They might be 500. I don't know if they are.
No, I think they have a winning record because they're winning. They're leading their division. Yeah.
But they just lost to the Packers.
Yeah, but they're still leading their division, I believe, because their division is weak.
And I really wanted them to win.
Just
because it's the Packers, but that would have been great.
So I say all that to say that we went out and we are the number 1 seed, and everybody comes to the bank. We get the first round bye, and we don't ever have to go on the road.
I can't believe we're here. I mean, I can't believe this is a possibility.
No, apparently the Seahawks are 2nd in the West.
That's why
the Rams are 8-6, and the Seahawks are 8-6. But I think the Rams beat the Seahawks. They have the tiebreaker, so the Seahawks would not be in the playoffs. But they're 8-6. They're vying for the
wild card spot.
Actually, I think. I don't know. No, they would be number 8, I think, because the Commanders are second in the NFC East and they're 9-5. So, and of course, the Packers are 10-4. So,
They could still lose
probably-
another game yet.
yeah.
Well,
they're
going
going
to
to
lose another game.
They're going to lose to us for sure. Yeah. So they go 2 out of 3, or they go 2 out of 3, and they end up with 12-5. So, anyways, so we win and we're the number 1 seed, and it's going to come down to week 18. It's going to come down to the very last week against Detroit. Prior, leading up to this, when we've talked about it, like, could you imagine? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to go to that game. I'm scared, this and that. I don't really fear that game anymore. I don't think that their defense can stop us. I know they can.
Not right now. Not right now.
They don't, and a lot of their key pieces are out for the season. They're coming back, all this kind of stuff. They're trying to say that Hutchinson could come back for the Super Bowl. He's not coming back. Anzalone, they're all.
If he comes
out.
back, he's going to be rusty. It ain't like you just come back and pick up where you left off. Like, I mean, obviously you'd want him because they need him because their defense is just so injured and beat up. Like any improvement, some improvement, but as it stands right now, their offense is really good. I don't want to take anything away from it. They are really good.
Well,
their defense is so beat up, and
they just lost David Montgomery, which is a huge part of that. He's their bell cow. They're saying, "Oh, but yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs, he's really good. He's a rookie, and he does not run every down. He's not an every down back because Montgomery, they've been sharing the load, and when you get close." Montgomery's been the one that comes in and punches the ball in. He's the power back, first and goal from the 3, and boom, he comes flying in. Gibbs is not that guy. So it'll be interesting to see if he can handle the workload as a rookie because he's out for the season as well. So, yes, they've been very good, but now – and I think that their receivers, Williams and Amon-Ra, they've been good because of that great ground game. Now with just Gibbs in there, that ground game is not going to be as dominant, and so I think that teams are going to start playing them more for the pass, and they turn one-dimensional.
If the Bears beat them, it's over. This is what I will say.
Yeah.
Here's my hot take.
Yeah.
If they lose to the Bears, Lions fans, it's over.
Yeah.
Your Super Bowl run has officially ended. You're going to make the playoffs. Obviously, you clinch, but that's it. You might be one and done in the playoffs even. Like
you'll be one.
You're done.
Sure,
You're done.
Yeah. Yeah. No, if they lose somehow to the Bears, the wheels have definitely just come completely off. And like I said, it'd be great, but I really think the Bears might have a chance because the Bears are not a terrible team. They put up some good fights.
They play tough.
We beat them, but the other games prior to us, they've been right in them. They've been losing by 3, by 7, 1-score games. Ours was 3. So there you go. What more?
Well, let's talk.
Do you want?
Let's talk Seahawks here, and then wrap it up. You're frozen right now. So you got your face. Thankfully, it's frozen. You're not making a weird face, so it just looks like you're listening to me right now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. It just looks like you're listening to me, but
I'm moving on my screen. It's interesting because I looked up the Detroit Free Press, which obviously is a free newspaper, and they're talking about the Vikings and what the Vikings rest of the season looks like and all this stuff. They're scared. They're terrified. The Detroit fans and the Detroit media here, these sportscasters and these podcasts, they're terrified. And so they're just running their mouth to try to convince themselves, we still got this. We still got this. You guys are nothing.
who has more trauma than the Lions fans, dude? It's all coming out now.
I don't know that they even have that much trauma. They've been trashed for so long. There's not a lot of expectation. I still believe that we have more trauma because we've been so close. They haven't even been close.
Right.
Okay, last year, 1 year, shut up, dude. 1998, 2009, 2016, shut up. We are the most traumatized.
For sure.
Fan base.
Yeah.
The Bills. Which could you imagine us against the Bills? Now, watching the Bills play Detroit, I don't want to see the Bills in the Super Bowl, but that would be an amazing story. The both 0-4 teams.
It terrifies me. It terrifies me just because the loser becomes the losingest of all time.
The losingest of all time. But I'll take an NFC championship.
One team snaps the curse, and the other one is the losingest one. It just makes it worse. Just makes the curse worse.
Well, yeah, I'll give you that. But the future is so bright that I'm not that terribly worried about it. And we can wear Super Bowl, whatever it is, T-shirts that just have both teams. It doesn't, we can wear the Super Bowl shirts that show Vikings versus Bills. Okay, yeah, we lost. And people will say, yeah, you lost. Yeah, but we made it. Where were you at? Out in the first round, Detroit Lions. Yeah, exactly. So I'm okay with that. An NFC championship game this year, after we were expected by so many people to win 6 games, just shut up, dude. Anyway, so the Seahawks, we're going out there again. Like we said, it's kind of a short week. Is it going to be an easy game? No, it's not going to be an easy game. Geno Smith is playing, but he is definitely not 100%. So it'll be interesting to see if, when we sack him in the first quarter, if they pull him out and go with their second string guy, which would be, I don't even know who he is, but he's not good. I know that for a fact. So, I'm not too terribly worried about the Seahawks at all.
No,
the game that scared
28-16.
28-16. I don't even know if
3 field goals, 1 touchdown. If they get that,
I don't even know if they score that. I think it might be. 16 is not terrible, I guess. I'm gonna say we're gonna score 30 piece again, and we scored 30 the last couple games, so 34-17. 34-17. 3-6. No.
Double
34. 34-16. 34-16. A touchdown and 2 field goals. 34-16, and we beat him by more than double it up. I think JJ gets in. Oh, we didn't talk about that. How close we were to payday.
Very close. Very close.
Hawkinson touchdown. But the Super Bowl, the Vikings Super Bowl is up to about $350.
Oh, nice.
Which is the highest it's been, I think, all year. I don't think we've ever been higher than that. I just looked at it today. It's like 340.
Oh, wasn't it like? No, I thought it was like 600 at some point. Like early when we were like 5-0. No, it wasn't.
No. 342.67.
All right.
Nope. I'll have to go back and look at it for sure. And I was going to look back at the at our predictions, but I'll just wait. We can do that. When we get to the last game of the season, the regular season, or something like that. I'll have the stats.
Our predictions are not great.
Yeah,
I know that.
Yeah.
The closest I got was when I said we were going to double up against whoever it was, and it was more than it was.
Yeah,
34-17 or whatever it was. Or no, 42-21 is what it ended up being.
Yeah. So I got 34-16.
What did they say? 28-16.
28-16. No, you did not say 16, did you?
28-16. Yeah, I went 3 field goals, 1 touchdown. Well, I guess that's a missed extra point too. Whatever, I'm going with it.
So the Eagles really, at this point, doesn't really matter. We just have to win out. It really doesn't matter what anybody else does.
Just win out.
It's in our hands. So there's still a chance that if we were to drop one, we can still get the number 2 seed. If we beat the Lions, I don't really know all the gymnastics on that because obviously if we drop one between now and then, in the next 2 weeks, and then we beat them, of course, then
if the Bears, if they drop one against the Bears and we drop one against them, then it's
the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still beat them. We still win, but then I don't. The Eagles are more than likely going to win out. This game against the Commanders is our best shot for sure. If they beat the Commanders this Sunday, they're not going to lose to the Cowboys. They're at home, and they're not going to lose to the Giants at home. They're on the road in Washington. That's our only chance of them losing, which, like I said, we went out. It doesn't matter anyways. We are the number 1 seed, but I'll take the 2. I'll take the 2 and beat the Lions after all of this year and all of the craziness and all the people talking so much garbage, dude. I feel sorry.
I want it so bad
because I have everyone. I have all those receipts, and there is going to be just a parade of how you like this now, and all of those posts are going to come right back up, and I'm just going to fire at all of them. Here you go. What now? Now what? Oh yeah, best team in the NFC. Oh yeah, you're laughing at me. Yeah. Oh yeah.
They'll just cry and they'll cry injuries.
Well, look at the injuries. Yeah, that's part of the game. Look at us last year. Look what happened to us last year.
Exactly.
You think that was? I mean, anyway. But yeah, I think I think that we are good. I do have an interesting story. Do I tell it? Maybe not. We'll hang on to that one. We'll see if it comes to fruition or not.
Better make a note so you don't forget.
Oh, I won't. It's an amazing story. So.
All right. Well, here we go. Another week. We're getting close. 3 more games to go. We are in charge of our own destiny. I like it. That's how I love it when you don't have to like root for somebody to win and this guy to lose. Like just win. Just winning, you're in. Winning.
Just watch the ball and enjoy
it's the best case scenario this deep in the season, I think, because
we can't ask for anything. We can't ask for anything better. We definitely feel. I guarantee you, we feel better about our chances than the Lions feel about theirs.
For sure.
I'd hate to be a Lions fan right now because they are terrified.
They should be. Yeah. I also don't really want to play. I don't want to have to play the Eagles just because it's such bad blood, and that brings up trauma too. So, anyways, but with that, I'm gonna leave everybody with this. See you, bye.
And I tell you guys I love you. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And that will never change. I will ride with this group until they don't let us play more games.